In the final installment in our series on departing council chiefs, we focus on Christine Zachary-Deom, who retired after serving 2 3-year terms on the Mohawk Council of Kahnawà. As a former lawyer and school teacher, she came well prepared for a job that required someone with her unique gifts. She held the justice portfolio as well as the consultation portfolio, 2 of the busiest on council. She was a very dedicated and effective council chief, both within Kahnawà and well beyond. We spoke to Chief Political Advisor Winona Polson-Lahache for some insight on the woman who never failed to make an impression.
Christine is a tremendous person. She is very, very intelligent and also very well rooted in culture, in identity, in who she is as a Niawenhkó woman. And so she has been an amazing ambassador for our community, and I guess that's kind of a description of how I regard her. There's a couple of different qualities that Christine has, a couple of very unique things she brought to the table. One of them is her relationships that she has with a whole cross-section of the community. A lot of people often have relationships with only one sector of the community, and she had relationships across the entire community. She had relationships with people from the Longhouse and the traditional bodies in the community, with people from the churches, people from in different settings, you know, the elders. She had connections with youth, and so that is going to be something that I think is really felt at the table. The other attribute that she has is her knowledge of understanding Indigenous rights and really having a thorough understanding of those rights and pushing for change amongst how those rights are recognized in the national and international arenas. And that is a very particular set of experience that is hard to come by. And so that will definitely be missed in not having Christine at the table.
I'm amazed by that. That's a big surprise. It really is a big surprise, because certainly I've just been working on this file and coming out to the meetings and really putting forth our positions with respect to principles, old principles, and what they could mean in a modern context.
Well, Christine, if we recall, in this election, Tanya Perrin got the most votes in her first run at council. Well, Christine did exactly the same thing 2 terms ago.
And what do they have in common?
And they're both lawyers. Right. Christine, a retired lawyer, and of course Tanya was still right up until recently, or still is a lawyer. But Christine, in the first term, did a lot of good work, but in the second term, she just hit her stride, and she's she's an older lady, and she's not afraid to admit that. And I think it took a lot out of her, because she took a file that was really didn't exist before, but with the changes in the Supreme Court decisions about consultation and the duty to consult, the MCK found itself in more and more files where they needed to deal on a consultative basis with government agencies or the government itself. And she ended up working incredible hours and incredibly hard, and had some great successes. And included in part of that was some of the work that happened, such as with the City of Montreal, right, the repairing of the relationships or creation of relationships that weren't even there. And the crowning achievement was that the flag.
Yeah. Consultation was a file that barely existed for us for many, many years. And under Christine's direction, it's blossomed, I guess, into this enormous file that has a whole variety of different kinds of activities under it, where we're able to fight for protection of Aboriginal rights, the right to hunt, the right to fish, the right to have a say over what happens in our territories, doing Aboriginal rights and Indigenous research on our title interests in the area. There's also going out and trying to change, really trying to change and bring truth to what our history actually is, and debunking this myth that Quebec seems to have about who we are, and disassociating us from our ancestors. And she's done a lot of work in debunking that myth.